I have to say, don't I? Croeso I Gymru. Welcome to Wales. I've had a busy day. I did my radio slots with Jeff Pearson this morning for Bayside Radio in Colwyn Bay. And we talk about angling and then Welsh football. I went to work. I've written a couple of articles for the New Saints website and also done 3 interviews as well. One with a new signing, albeit a loan one, from Swansea City, Wales under 21 international, Dan Williams. And then press conferences ahead of this weekend's games with Craig Harrison, the head coach for the men, and Andy Williams, likewise for the ladies. And then, well, I didn't know if I was going to make the river because we've had thunder and lightning and heavy rain. And as long as the former passes and the latter doesn't flood the river, I'm okay. And both boxes were ticked. So, with less than a couple of hours to go of light, although I can stay beyond that because I've got a tip light on my rod and I brought head torch, plus I can night fish here as well. I can stay beyond that if I choose. Great thing about being semi-retired, kill 2 birds with 1 stone, bring your rods to work, go fishing afterwards, and I don't have to be in tomorrow either. That's a big thing, isn't it? So whatever time I get back, there's no rush because I'm not at work. I think I might have a little bit of a tangle there because that line is not going out as I wanted. Anyway, I'll detangle that. I can see what's happened. It's wrapped around the tip light actually. I'll get that sorted and then I'll be back with a fish. And the reason I'm looking down there is because I've just seen an otter. That's a nice roach, isn't it? Croeso I Gymru, mae'n bwrw glaw. Welcome to Wales, it's raining. However, in all fairness, I think England has had its fair share of the wet stuff as well today. Certainly over the last few days. I did expect the river to be up, but one good facility that you can never neglect as an angler that fishes waterways such as rivers, streams and brooks is the government website where they've got the river levels from the Environment Agency to be precise, so you can check that out and you can find out where the river's been, where it is now, and then of course that gives you a bit of an idea whether it's falling or rising. I'm getting another little bite there. And one of the things I did yesterday was to check the rivers. I thought they would be up in Wales, but they weren't. And then with today's rain, I thought that would be affecting it as well, but it hasn't. So that's why I'm here. Otherwise, you're playing potluck, aren't you? I don't know if you can remember, many years ago, before we had the internet facility, you had to ring a telephone number and pay for it as well. And you'd press something for one river, something for another, and then you'd have to work your way through the river itself. And if you wanted to check continually, like I often do, as I've said ahead of this session, it could cost you quite a bit. Now it's all free. I'm fishing with 4 maggots on a size 12 hook. I've got my quiver tip rod, 1/2 ounce lead. It's the same as I've been fishing the small pools with, because there's no extra flow at all on the river at the moment. I'm sure if this continues in a day or two that'll be different, but that's then, this is now. This is what counts. I put some brown crumb out and maggots as well on arrival, and I did have a slight wait until I caught that roach, but now I'm getting constant movement on the end of the rod. Small fish, got sucked maggots, and certainly not the fish that I'm after. I'm after something bigger. But it's always great to be out, isn't it? Whether the sun's shining and it's very, very hot indeed, or whether it's not too cold actually, but raining like it is now, it's great to be out at the water's edge, isn't it? The great outdoors. You can't beat it, can you? Anyway, I'll be back with another fish in due course when I can catch one of these small ones that keeps pillaging the maggots on the hook. I'm well under the umbrella now. A small chub. I don't like the sound of that. You haven't heard it on the video, but we've just had some thunder in the area. I'm not sure how close. We shall see. I don't mind fishing in rain, snow, you name it, no problem at all. But when it starts to thunder, and in particular the lightning, and it's in your immediate area, then you do have to be very, very careful indeed, because then you're talking about potentially losing your life. I know it can be very remote. How many times does it happen? Well, I'm always of the frame of mind that whatever the risks, if you don't have to take them, then don't. And that most definitely includes fishing. I'll see what happens anyway, because sometimes these storms are not necessarily coming into your area. They are some distance away. Little tap there again. I'm getting plenty of plucks from small fish, but I am after something decent. Mind you, that roach to get me off the mark was a nice enough fish, wasn't it? I'm not showing all the smaller fish that I'm catching, but that's the best chub so far. Stacks of small chub, and then occasionally I get fish of that size. Nice enough, but naturally I would like something bigger. Although I'm not greedy, I'm happy to catch and spend some time on the River Severn in Wales. That always makes it special. A third species, not deterred by a large hook with a clump of maggots on there, a small gudgeon. I just had a super bite, struck into it, and it's a different species than the ones I've been catching so far. Predominantly chub, small ones as well, naturally. The perch will move in, won't they, and feed on them. Not particularly a big perch, but this is the biggest fish that I've had on this short session. And I'll tell you what, it will be a short session because you saw the heavy rain just now. I could hear thunder again. I'm not taking any risks, not going to fish into dark. I'll be packing away shortly and on my way home.